going down for real. It's going down for real. It's going down for real. Yo, girl, just kiss the.
Welcome everyone to our second edition of the Gridiron Show. This is our Thanksgiving edition. I'd like to thank everyone in our league for participating and making this season a great season so far. Big shout out to Nico and all of our referees. You guys are doing an awesome job. I can't thank you enough. Robbie, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to play the game that we all love. I want to also thank all the players for making this league a better league, and I can't thank you enough for that. So you're going to see a bunch of things happening over the next few weeks, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So to not hold you guys into any suspense, what I'd like to do is just invite our special guest out for our very second edition, someone you all know and love. So Mr. Michael Sachs, if you don't mind joining us.
Hello people, how are you? Brought my fans with me.
Yes, you get a big fan club there.
All three of them.
I think you might break the internet with this appearance.
Oh, we'll get a million views on this one.
Easy. You know, the opportunity to have you and Hand Bananatron here, two Transformers leading off the the Gridiron Show. That's awesome.
You should feel blessed.
I am. To be in your presence, I think that's awesome. So thank you very much. We're just going to dive into this, man, and I want just some honest, open, candid thoughts on a few things. So let's start. Let's start in the SEC, the big boys conference right there. Our toughest division, or our A division. I shouldn't say our toughest. It's not most competitive.
It's got four teams.
Hey, it's four teams,
but they're the best four teams.
I couldn't agree with you more. So let's see. Offensive Player of the Year in the SEC. Who do you think is?
Well, it's tough right now with the SEC because not all the stats have been in yet, so it's tough to tell exactly. But for the MVP, I'd probably have to go with
the offensive MVP.
Probably DeMarlo.
DeMarlo's having a heck of a season.
He's second in league in receiving yards, I believe.
Yeah, 31 yards a catch.
Yeah, 4 touchdowns. I mean, 31 yards a catch is just silly.
Yeah,
so I'd probably give him the Offensive Player of the Year. As far as the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year for the SEC, I still think that's kind of up in the air until the stats come through and we see like what your team's players have done.
Yeah, right now we're not having rosters for some of these other teams. It makes it really tough. So it's going to hopefully just go on the fan books. So we'll come back. We'll reboot this and let's talk about the Big 12. We've got 4 teams in that division as well.
Definitely the most competitive division.
Absolutely.
Splitting
the divisions up definitely going to make a big difference there. So let's talk about that. Offensive Player of the Year in the Big 12. Who does Mike Sachs give that to?
In the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, I'd have to give that to Josh.
Josh?
Yeah, from the Mad Dogs.
Okay.
I mean, the dude is phenomenal. What doesn't he do, kind of thing.
Okay. I think he's having a great year offensively. So let me ask you this. Defensive Player of the Year.
For the Big
12?
I'd have to give this to Josh. I mean, the guy has 29 flag pulls and 20 sacks right now, and he's claiming that not all of his sacks have even been calculated.
Oh, wow.
Which I found crazy to me. In 8 games, 20 sacks.
Well, he got like 8 or 9 in one game, so...
well, that's not cool. Who did he play?
I believe it was the Savages. I'm pretty sure it was the Savages. So Bobby took a bunch of sacks.
Typical Bobby fashion.
Yeah. So then, I know he wins offensive and defensive MVP, but who'd win? This is for the champion. The champion gets his trophy here.
The MVP?
Who would win the MVP? And the
MVP?
Give that to them right now.
Let me take a look. MVP, Josh. Would be the MVP of the league.
So it's a hat trick for him.
He would hat trick all 3 of these
all
in that
3
conference.
No, hands down.
If we can't do that, if we're not going to allow it, I'd give Josh the MVP. I'd give Sean Allen, the receiver from Mad Dogs, the Offensive Player of the Year. And Defensive Player of the Year, I'd have to give one of the guys from Nellis.
Okay.
Because he's one of the guys that has like 12, 13 sacks.
Okay.
So, but easily Josh could take all 3 of these or any one of these categories for himself.
Okay. Nice. So it's Josh's world and everybody else
is just living in it. We're just living in it.
Okay.
I mean, why do you think Mark is so good?
So that's it.
I hate to say it.
Okay. That's it. So let's go to the Mountain West Conference, a conference that's near and dear to your heart.
Okay.
Offensive Player of the Year. Who gets that? Give it to them.
Offensive Player of the Year is going to go to wide receiver from the Transformers, Vincent Asanison.
So you're not being biased here?
Not at all. I mean, look at this. He's leading the league in receiving yards, 23 catches, great yards per catch, receiving touchdowns. I mean, what didn't the guy do for our team? Really?
Yeah, he's
He's hands down the offensive player of the year of that conference. No question about it.
Okay. What about defensive player of the year?
Defensive player of the year in the conference. Let me see. The defense. Oh, you know what? It's this is kind of weird. You might think this is kind of weird, but I think it should go to maybe Cody or even his other teammate who plays the defensive line. His name is mistaking me right now, but Cody is like third in the league in flag pulls. He's second in interceptions. His teammate is leading the conference in sacks and flag pulls. So
yeah, Cody,
either one of those. I mean, they don't have many wins, but they did have a lot of tough games that they played this year.
Cody had a great summer season. Had 7 interceptions during the summer as well. So I think he's just picking up right away.
Oh, he's a way better DB than quarterback.
He agrees, and he would agree with that. What about the MVP?
I would have to give my MVP in the Midwest Conference to. I'd give it to Barry Rose. I absolutely would give it to Barry Rose from All My Mama Cuz. They're 7-1. He's leading the league in rushing yards. The guy is 275 pounds, leading the league in rushing yards. Just joking, Barry. I know you're not 275.
So is that a slap in the face to second to none who's doing something similar? Or?
Well, the thing about second to none is they had one guy play quarterback for the first half of the season. Now Sherm's been playing quarterback for the second half of the season. Second to none, if I were to give an ultimate team award, I would definitely give it to second to none. I mean, they're a brand new team with Bully and Chris and Penny and all these guys on defense kind of moving with Sherm, so they're working really well together.
Okay. So I hear you on that. Moving forward, you know, the playoffs are coming up. We're right around the corner. This being the last week of the season, you know, we've got a couple of things that are coming up here, and the SEC. You know, a lot of people think this is All-In's championship to lose. I disagree, and I play for them. All-In. I think that we've got some tough competition.
All-In's a phenomenal team. I mean, you know, the talent you get to play with every single Sunday.
Absolutely.
You're a blessed man getting to play with those guys. But if I look at it and what I've seen, I mean, Body Shop is a really good team. A lot of good players on that team. Corey's a very capable quarterback. I think they're going to give you some trouble. I saw that Nellis game, the video of it. It was much closer than the score entailed. Bad Boys, you just don't really know what you're going to get from Bad Boys.
Never.
They could come in, they could blow you out of the water 35-0, or you could blow them out 35-0.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're literally a Jekyll and Hyde team, so you don't really know. And then Empire, I don't even. Do they even play anymore?
I think about 8 of them.
They quit.
I think about 8 of them will show up on a weekly
Empire's
basis.
quit already.
So that's I think that division's still up in the air. What about the Big 12? You know, Mad Dogs.
The Big 12, I'd probably go. I mean, it's going to be Mad Dogs Nellis. I don't think Nellis is going to be able to beat Mad Dogs. I personally don't. I think
even with Mark at quarterback.
I think because Mark at quarterback. No, I'm just joking, Mark. I'm just saying. I just think that Mad Dogs is one of those teams that they have real legitimate flag football players, not just football guys, but real great flag football players. Nellis has a lot of good football players, but are they good flag football players? Big difference in the flag football world.
Absolutely. And I know what you're probably thinking about the Mountain West Conference, and I'm not going to even do that. So if you don't mind, I'll take this one since this is your division.
Absolutely, please. What do you have for me?
You know, I think second to none, they're going to be tough to beat come playoff time.
I agree with that.
All My Mama Cuz is going to be really, really tough.
It's between second to none and All My Mama Cuz. It absolutely is.
I think
we're just hoping Transformers or Wise Guys can shock people here a little bit.
All you need is one upset, and who knows?
It's football.
Absolutely. Any given Sunday. And not to ignore our Pac-12. I know we've been able to. They've been stuffing. They've been playing against
I just feel like we can't ignore the Pac-12. If you want to go there, we could go there.
Give me a winner in the Pac-12.
Beer leaguers.
Beer leaguers are playing well.
They're playing well. They have a lot of big guys on that team. They can push people around. I mean, Sub-Zero's not that good to me. Rampage is not that good to me. The Saints, I think you had to throw them out of the league. And the Savages, I mean, are just terrible.
Yes,
just absolutely terrible team.
It's gonna be interesting. I think that playoffs is probably as competitive as the rest of them, to be honest with you, because I think those teams are very evenly.
Oh, it'll be a good playoffs.
Yeah,
but
sure.
One of those teams is going to be a champion before me. Okay,
that's possible.
Okay, so
that's
not
possible.
Cool.
That's possible.
Just joking.
That's possible. So this weekend's matchup that you see, we got some really tough matchups. Of, you know, Mad Dogs and Monstars that could have playoff seedings.
Any team that has Gmo on it always has a chance.
Absolutely. Body Shot Monstars, but Monstars playing a doubleheader. that's going to be something that we need to look out for.
Monstars plays 9, 10, 11 games in a day.
This is true.
Between the two leagues,
This
and
is true.
Encore and Open, and they're not worried about playing a doubleheader.
That's true. Last week of the season, All In versus Nellis to end the season.
Ooh, All In versus Nellis, last game of the season.
Last game of the
Gave
season.
us a little treat with that one, didn't
It's
you?
high noon too.
Wow. Oh, at noon at the OK Corral.
Absolutely.
What a game!
Should
I'll
be
definitely
a
be there for that one. I'd probably say that All In is going to be able to beat them because you personally are a better quarterback than Yoder is to me. Yoder's not really playing that well.
I didn't say that,
to me.
Yoder.
I did say that, Yoder. Dude, I saw your completion percentage at 50%, and I see you only have 12 touchdowns and like 3 or 4 picks, and I'm not impressed by that because I've played with Terrence Kelly. I've played with this man, and all I did was throw the ball, and he caught 15 touchdowns. So step your game up, Yoder, please. I know you can win the ship.
Well, we'll definitely see. It's going to be interesting coming up. Well, we've got a lot of things coming up. We got part 2 of this Thanksgiving edition coming up. I can't thank you enough for this. I think you might have some people a little upset with you. What are you going to do? How are you going to control that?
Who's not upset with me and it all the time? I mean, it's how I live at Rod, so I'm not worried about it.
This is true. This is true. Well, thank you guys very much for helping us, for joining in today. But before we leave, I've got some rapid fire questions I'd like to do with you today. So we're going to call this 60 Seconds with Sax, and we're going to see what you come up with. So all you do is give me the first answer that pops up to your head as quick as you possibly can, and let's see where it goes. All right, ready?
Go.
Favorite movie ever?
Oh, Matrix, hands down.
Hands down. You had to pick a winner. Cowboys playing the Redskins. Who wins?
Oh, the Redskins. Anytime, I'll pick against the Cowboys any single time and twice on Sunday.
Redskins?
Because I hate them. And I can't even make me sit behind this thing right here.
I thought that's where
You are killing me with that.
Favorite athlete all time?
Favorite athlete all time? Ooh, MJ.
MJ.
I'm a big Jordan guy.
Okay.
And, he was the GOAT, so.
All right, favorite curse word?
Eat a dick.
Eat it.
I've said that quite a few times to people, and it seems to work.
All right. Player you'd love to play with that you haven't played with yet?
Oh, player I'd love to play with. I'd love to play with Barry Rose.
Okay.
I would love to be on the same team as Bear. I feel like if I played with Bear, I would have 3 ships by now.
Okay.
Angel Marquez.
Nice. Best quarterback in the grid, not named, that's playing in the grid right now, not named Sax or Avram.
That's in the grid right now, right this second, huh? I'd probably go best playing
Yoder?
quarterback right now. Absolutely not. Yoder should be playing so much better with that team. I'd probably go Corey.
Okay.
Corey or Mark. I mean, Mark's playing
You get
phenomenal.
one.
I'd probably go Mark then, because Mark has 26 touchdowns and 4 picks. That's just impressive.
All right. If you had to choose a win, last second touchdown pass or blowout?
Oh, blowout. I don't want to come in and just blow doors on you, leave, go home, watch football.
All right. Speaking of football, who plays in the Super Bowl this season?
Eagles and Patriots.
Mark Sanchez led Eagles and the
I don't
Patriots.
care if they're led by you. They're going to the Super Bowl because
Who
I'm a
wins?
fan and I have to say that.
Who wins the Super Bowl?
I think the Patriots probably win the Super Bowl. And if we're being honest here, and I can't say the Eagles, I'd say the Patriots and the Packers.
Patriots. Okay. And who wins that?
The Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay. Who plays in the NBA Finals this year?
Ooh, good question. The NBA Finals, it's still a little early, but I think Toronto is a hell of a team. They look really good right now. I mean, I know they're young, so we'll see what they can do in the playoffs.
I wouldn't even call that a sleeper.
I would like to see a team like Toronto or a team like Chicago go. Somebody different. I don't want to see Miami. I don't want to see Cleveland, even though they suck right now. I just don't want. I don't want to see the Spurs. I don't want to see any of the teams we've seen our whole lives just continuing to win.
So call it right now. Who wins?
I can't. I think it's too early for the NBA to call.
Okay. Who would you like to see out of the
Who do you
West?
think would win?
That's a good question. I hope that the Spurs don't win.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't
want.
want certain teams to win, but I don't care who would win it. It's a tough call with the NBA right now. They've only played 10 games.
The Lakers aren't going to make it.
Who do you think's going to go to the Super Bowl?
I'm taking the Patriots. I'm a huge Tom Brady, Cowboys fan. But I'm a huge Tom Brady fan.
Who are they playing in the AFC Championship game?
In the AFC Championship game, they'll be playing the Denver Broncos, and Brady will beat Manning once again.
Really?
He will beat
That's
him
what
once
you're going
again.
to.
That's
Okay.
what I'm going to get. Seattle will play in the.
Seattle will not.
I disagree.
They're so overrated.
We're going to pick this up again in
Absolutely.
a few weeks and see
Most
what happens.
overrated team in football.
This isn't over with. Sax and I have a second edition of the Thanksgiving Gridiron Show coming up for you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you again for being a part of our league. If you got some suggestions on how you think we could make this show better and our league better, feel free to give us a shout. You can tweet me at GridCommish. You can also find us on Facebook and lvgridiron.com. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Down for real.